his place. Today in Storytelling 100, I'm going to tell you about the 3 deplorable college students and how you should be prepared for everything that happens.
Once upon a time there lived 3 children: Austin, Dylan, and Tessa. They were 3 perfect children. They played catch together, they got along. There's nothing that could drive separation between them. They were, by every definition, perfect. They showed compassion to those around them, to animals, to family, to friends. Their mother was so proud of them. She often spoke of how great they were. Their favorite activity was to be outside. Anything, actually. Playing catch, hiking, exploring. They enjoyed everything outside, and they spent so much time together. However, things soon changed. They became crazed, obsessed with themselves, with power, self-image. Tessa even became slightly creepy, consumed by the idea of world domination. They often fought a lot too. They were no longer the fun-loving children they once were, and this continued for 18 years until Mother decided that she had enough, and so forth sent them to the door. Austin became a mean drunk, showing no compassion. As a matter of fact, that beer can throw will come back to haunt him. But he was a lazy man. No job, no self-respect, no hygiene. He couldn't afford to live anywhere nice. He couldn't afford anything to protect himself. And protecting yourself in this world is very important. Look at him. Now he's going to pay for his act. If only he had a door that had a lock, but as you can see, no lock on the door. Beer cans everywhere, but no lock. Now this man, would he be here if he had been shown compassion and not had a beer can thrown at him? Perhaps. We may never know his true reasoning behind this. But in the middle of the night, strolled a stranger. And with no lock on the door to protect him, Austin was ultimately undone by his laziness and his arrogance.
Still with me, I see. Yes. It's really horrible what happened to Austin there. But so ends the first student. A lazy bum who wasn't prepared for anything. Truly, no help. No locks on his door came back to haunt him in the end. Laziness. Leads to cheap apartments and bad security. Continuing.
Tessa, however, was not a lazy bum. She had a job. She was, however, a heartbreaker and showed no compassion. She was a cruel mistress, and it shows. She had locks on her door, she could afford it. But an acrobatic entrance could not slow this man down.
Just a heartbreaker who played with people's hearts over and over and over and over and over again. unfortunately, it led to jealousy on some people's parts and anger and spitefulness and, well, ultimately led to Jordan's despise. She wasn't prepared. Unlike Austin, she had locks on her door. She lived in a decent apartment, but having plastic cover your window doesn't seem like the greatest idea, especially when the person trying to break in is up for spectacular aerobics. So ended the second student.
The third sibling, the wisest sibling, was a hard worker, and he so forth bought a house in the middle of the country, a beautiful house, and he owned an expensive brand new car. And he took no lacks with security. He knew what happened to his siblings, and he was prepared. And so forth, when trouble came knocking, as it had with the other two siblings, Dylan did not panic. Instead, he simply saw this poor misguided soul, and he dismissed him as no threat, because with Rob's hard work and his willingness to put money towards security, there was nothing to fear. You see, he had given so much, and he did not want to lose anything that he had gained. Therefore, when this crazy man who no one knows, and no one knows the reasoning behind his aggression, came to kick the door in, he was met with reinforced door. And it probably hurt. And when he came to knock the window in, reinforced fiberglass. No chance in the world. Still, he wasn't deterred too much until he got stuck in the doorway as he grew desperate. Poor soul. Dylan thought so too. But it didn't stop him from taking his revenge, so to speak. Having a phone noise helps too. And so he dialed 911 and reported the crime. And he left maniacally into the night.
And that ends the reading of The Three Deplorable College Students. A sad story that tells about how if you're unprepared in this world, if you're lazy, if you're cruel and heartless, how those things can come back to hurt you in the end. You see, in the end, we were left with Dylan, a hard worker who worked to make everything that he had in this life. He had a secure house and a steadfast plan. Therefore, he survived. Well, I'll see you all next week for Storytime 100 here with Adam Helmsing. Have a nice night.